You... Evelyn, who is this?
Moss Man.
He'll do. Go on.
Let's try it again. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Artful Pose. Today I got a lucky one. This one was lucky. Just within the last 2 weeks or so, Mattel Creations on the Mattel website has been having a wonderful sale. And this one I was holding off mostly because of the price and everything going on these days. Gotta be careful with money. And I kept pushing it off, and I kept thinking, oh, why haven't I gotten this yet? And me being like David would say, the professor, you're the plant guy. Yeah, I have a lot of plants at home, I kid you not, with hydroponics and you name it. I tend to always gravitate towards the plant guys. I don't know why, I get their groove, man. And Mattel finally had this on sale. And what is this? What are we looking at? What green face is popping through the picture there? Well, we're going to be looking at, like the thumbnail said, the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe new Eternia Moss Man. That is a beautiful packaging. You got some cool designs of the forest there. There's Moss Man in all his glory with this moss club. I love this right here is how it shows there's his fingers and then the roots are extending down the trunk, because wherever he walks, things grow, and he can make things grow and make his body grow. He's like barbarian Swamp Thing. That's why I have all my other plant guys out today. And this is just, it's just so cool. So and he's really cool to open. Check that out. And it says, here's a description with Moss Man, heroic spy, and master of camouflage. With the shattering of new Eternia, Moss Man's mind has been splintered across the 7 corners of the first planet. Sadly, this has driven him insane! No longer the keeper of the natural order, whispers of the Moss Man's madness have even reached the ears of all explorers, those who walk through the wild forests of New Eternia often do not return to tell the tale. Oh my god! And there's the opening. There's the Moss Man Club. Very cool. And we got this really neat cover. Moss Man. And I love how it's all made out of root systems. And it's fantastic. Got some dragons in there because it is Eternia. Let's pop this open. And there he is. Ooh. Better back up a bit. He's a bit of a big guy. Man. All right, let's break him out of his packaging. Well, the madness is loose. The new Moss Man of New Eternia is free. Ah! And I was kind of surprised because I didn't know that New Eternia, I knew it was kind of like an Ultimate Verse version of Masters of the Universe, but it's a very interesting twist. And I was concerned, what? He's gone crazy? Oh, well, and it shows in the sculpt, which we're just going to get to in just a moment. Overall, this is a great figure. He's a big guy. Here is what Mattel originally put out. I believe this is the only Moss Man. This is part of their new line, not their Masters of the Universe origins, but part of their leaning into Masterverse, which is still around, by the way. It hasn't gone completely. Chronicles hasn't taken over. This was their only Moss Man that was produced, and this was part of the Netflix show Master of the Universe Revelations, and no spoilers, but for some reason, people they keep killing him off. Why? I don't know. Oh, shoot, see, he's big and heavy. So this is, I believe, the only other Moss Man part of any Masterverse line, which would be a 1/12 scale, not their 5.5 inch to, 5.5 inch Origins line. This is more to scale to an actual 1/12. And there hasn't been another Moss Man, and this one is really cool. The sculpting on this, the texture, he's a big guy, but he's got some hollowness to him. But the texture on him is just great. And when I opened him up, I don't know if those of you who are watching who used to collect back in the 90s, when you would open up the packaging, it normally had a type of smell, and it was based off of the plastic that was being used. And this one has that old Mattel smell back, like when you would open up a Batman. And it's really cool. Beautiful figure. And I got this for more than half off. And you can tell he's premium. I mean, you got this really neat gauntlet with the nice shading of the copper that leads over to the strap, because obviously he can't create metal. He is a plant man. And then we also got the plant design on his hands, very sculpted knuckles, and he got the claws. There's that copper toning that looks slightly like it's oxidized or rusted because, you know, being around plants, that is such a neat touch. And like, for instance, this is a separate piece, but it's designed to hold the accessory, so it all blends in for your display. And if you want to take pictures, oh, definitely. I love the shading that was used on the figure. I mean, look, you can even get shading of green, and it really, his hair, the light does it justice, really does have that moss feel to it. The original Master of the Universe Moss Man was actually flocked to make it look more like moss, and it had a pine scent in it. By the way, those still do smell today. And here's his loincloth, all made out of leaves. It's a soft rubbery plastic, which is very welcome because I'm getting articulation. This is a separate piece, but lays down nicely so it doesn't get in the way of articulation. So what's great is that this is also, you can play with this if you want to. I mean, shoot, I got this less than a Marvel Legends, well less. And this is where the sculpt got me. So you can see the tiny little pupil and the one eyebrow up and the snarl. My son would say, "Daddy, he's got crazy eyes." Well, he is crazy, this version. And it shows through. That's funny. But I'm sure if you did not want to play with him or say, no, this is going to be your base Moss Man, because there really is no true design to Moss Man. It's just as long as you have the loincloth with a belt and possibly a club, you're kind of good. You can do whatever you want. Beard, no beard. Normally he has a beard because he's, you know, he's out in the forest. That is really cool. And the paint apps on this is very, very nice. Shoot. This is almost, I would say, similar to the high quality that you would pay for like a $60 figure. And this was on sale, I'm telling you. All I can say was, were people not interested in plant people anymore? This is great. On his accessories, I thought this was really cool. He does come with this really neat knife, and it goes right into his sheath right there, which has this really cool vine work on it. That's cool, because that's how it stays on him. It does have his Moss Man club. It's very cool. Kind of looks like a cactus, but fancy. And then he also comes with his root hand, which that's what this part's in. So you should be able to pull it right out. Oh, that's in there. And then you put this one in. And similar to the picture, see, now you got this really cool root hand. To grab his victims, because he's crazy, man. He's crazy. Who do I have? Oh, Spider-Man, don't go! And then the root system can just go, "Oh my God, you in my forest, boy!" Boom. Oh, that's intimidating. Cool. Alright, so let's take it off. And I'm assuming this is also the club holding hand, so when you replace it, you can get it in there. Get in the hand. Alright. Okay, so they put the thumb down. So I guess so you can slide the glove in there. That's a very old Masters of the Universe Mattel thing, putting the thumb down like that. But I want to tell you something, Mattel. If you get Aquaman, don't do that because he won't hold his trident. Alright, so let's go over articulation. We'll start from the top down. So with the beard and the long hair, can't really look up and down. But he can go a little side to side, also because of the beard and the hair. They're not soft rubber plastic, so can't really move it too much.
Are you looking at me? You're looking at me. Plants.
So you can go left to right. The shoulder piece is a separate piece, so it shouldn't hinder articulation too much, but it does, so he can get his arm about this high. If you take the shoulder piece off, which you can, and it actually look more like your traditional Moss Man, probably can go all the way around like this one. This one's, for some reason, I guess because of this horn piece, can't go all the way around. However, the bicep strap keeps falling. That's a separate piece, which I understand why they did it, because they don't want it to hinder articulation. And I'm glad Mattel used a more soft type plastic, because it makes posing it more fun, hence the playability. And your arms can go about that far out. Double jointed elbows. All right. You can go down that far. And he does have wrist rotation, bicep rotation, hinge at the hand, hinge at the hand, same on the other side, double jointed. There is a dumbbell type system, so he can wobble, twist at the waist, and ab crunch about this far. Kind of have to wiggle it. Legs can go out this far. Kick forward. And what's great is that the loincloth is a much softer rubber, so it does not get in the way. Double jointed knees. Boop. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Rotation at the shim where the boot cut would be. Does have ankle rockers. Sadly, because of the fur or plant moss, this one doesn't have great ankle pivot, but this one does. So just the difference because of the sculpt. Very, very cool figure. So as you can see, this is how he stands next to a standard Masterverse figure. And who else do I have? If you have a Marvel Legends, so this is him too with the Spider-Man. You can see how big he is to a base. And here we have Cyclops. And if you have the Masters of the Universe core line and want a Moss Man, there he is with He-Man. Pretty big. I would say you can technically do this, because the one in the movie looked very similar to this one, and Moss Man can grow in size. Very much like Swamp Thing, so it can technically work if you want to. So there you go. There is the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe new Eternia Moss Man. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, may your poses be artful.
Like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe.